Hello, thanks for joining me. In this video, we're going to talk about Raffles. So one of the more fun videos to watch. I'll teach you how to do Raffles in a couple of different ways. So we're going to go ahead and log into MySeniorCenter. And we're going to actually go right over to the Statistics tab. So you're going to use Statistics to do your Raffles. And there's a couple of different ways that you can do it. And it really comes down to who you want to have included in that raffle. So the first way that I'm going to show you how to do a raffle for everybody that's been into the center for whatever reason they may be there for. It might be to go to activities, or maybe they went to a trip, or maybe you provided them with rides or transportation services or home delivered meals even, or other types of services. But if they came into the center and did something, they can be included in this raffle. So I'll show you that way first, and we're going to use person statistics for that. So I'm going to click on person statistics here, get a pop-up window. So in person statistics, there's two ways to run person statistics. Really, you're either looking at everybody in your database, or you're only looking at people that came in within a specific date range. And the way that you control that is by using a specific filter under filters here, and I'm going to click on that now. That specific filter is this one here that I'm going to highlight. Include people with no activity in the date range. So when we have that checked, we're looking at everyone regardless of activity. We're looking at everybody in the database. When we uncheck that filter, we're now only looking at people that came in within whatever date range I've selected. Right now I have a rather large date range, but you can choose whatever date range you want, and you'll see whoever showed up within that date range, regardless of what they came in for any kind of activity at all in MySeniorCenter. As long as they came in for something or did something, had something happen within that date range, they'll show up in this list. So I'm going to go ahead and click Generate Statistics. So we're seeing just active people within my date range. And there's my list there, very small center here. We have 21 people. If you look at all of the different stats here, you can see things like, what age groups they fall in. Are they in town or out of town, and things like that. I'm just going to go down to the bottom here, and I'm going to click on View All People. That'll show me all 21 people. And then I get a list of my people here. And at the top, we get all of these icons across the top, all of these different things that we can do with these folks. We're going to focus on the raffle button today. So that's what we're talking about today. So whenever you get to a list of people like this and all of your different statistics that you have to use in MySeniorCenter, you're going to see that raffle button there. So I can go ahead, like I said, right now I'm looking at all active people within my date range. So when you run yours, obviously the numbers are going to be quite larger, but you'll get all of the people that came in and did something, and you'll get to the list here, and you could go ahead and click that raffle winner button, and it will just pick a random person from that list. So Don Dandy would be the winner of this raffle. If I go back to the beginning here where it's showing me the breakdowns, the different categories and all of that, in my 70 to 74 age range I have 6 people, and I can click on that link and I'll see who those 6 people are, and there's my raffle button. I can click that again. Kathy Jazz would be the winner this time. And we can do the same thing in any of those areas. You just click on the bolded link. If you want to run a raffle for a certain town, we could go to in town or out of town. Out of town, you'll see all the separate towns. I could run a raffle for just Rochester if I want to, and Suzanne would be the winner. So various ways to run that raffle button, to use that raffle button. In the other statistics, it's really going to work the same way, but you'll be able to be a little more specific about who you're including in that raffle. So if we go to event statistics, for example, And we'll use the same date range. I'm going to go ahead and click Generate Statistics. Now, of course, we're only going to see people that came into something that we've set up under the Events tab. So the first level that I see here are all of my categories. So I don't have a raffle button yet. I have to wait till I see a list of people. So right now, if I wanted to run a raffle for everybody that came into an event, I could just click on Total Event Sign-ins, and I'll see my button there. If we go back here, if I want to run a raffle just on people that went to a certain category, I can pick my category. Of course, I'll see all of the individual events within that category. If I want to run a raffle for the entire category, I'll click View All People in Recreation Entertainment down at the bottom there, and I'll have my raffle button. If I go back one step, if I want to run a raffle just for one of these particular activities, for bingo, let's say, or bridge, get a lot of people. Let's say book club. We'll click on Book Club, and we have our raffle button there. So you can see, all of these different statistics. There's different ways to get down to a list of people. It all depends on how you dig into the data. But whenever you get to a list of people like that, you're always going to have that raffle button. So you could run a ride statistic and see the people that got rides and run a raffle for them. You could run a service statistic, run a raffle for them. You could run a trip statistic and run a raffle for them, and so on. So there's lots of different ways that you can use statistics to run raffles for the folks that are coming into your center. Another way to run a raffle would be using the groups system in MySeniorCenter. So if you go over to the People tab and you click on the groups icon in the center there, it'll bring you to your groups. So if you wanted to sell raffle tickets, for example, we could create a group to go ahead and do that. And then when we want to actually run the raffle and choose the winner, we'll use the statistics, and we'll use our group filters along with that to go ahead and choose our winner. So I'm going to first go ahead and create the group that I'm going to use to keep track of who bought a ticket. So I'm going to click on Create Group. And I'm just going to name my group, let's see, I'm going to name it Speed Boat Raffle. And I'm going to say that this group is not free. And I'm going to leave lifetime at yes, because we're not going to be renewing this charge over and over again on renewal periods or anything like that. They're going to be charged the amount one time, and that's it. And when we're all done with this raffle and we've chosen a winner, we're just going to go ahead and delete the group afterwards. So however much your ticket costs, that's what you're going to put in the amount. So let's say the raffle ticket for the speedboat is $100. And of course you can put in any amount you want. Don't worry about any of the other settings at all. We're going to go ahead and click Save and save that group. So I have my speedboat raffle group. Now I'm going to go ahead and sell my tickets. So I'm going to go over to the People tab. We'll go to Annie here, and we'll click on her little groups icon. And we'll check the box for speedboat raffle. It'll ask if the person paid. So if I want to bring up that payment window, I'm going to go ahead and click yes. That will bring up my payment window. And he's got a lot of payments here. There's my speedboat raffle payment down at the bottom there for $1. I'll choose my method of payment, and I'll save that payment. If I want to print out a receipt, I can click Save Payments and Print Receipt as well. Maybe I could use that as my raffle ticket even. So I could click on Save Payments and Print Receipt, and my receipt would come up, and that would be proof that they're in on that raffle. And I could close that window, close the payment window, and that's it. And I could go to other people. I'll go to Don as well. He'll buy a raffle ticket. We'll do the same process. Save that payment. I'm going to go to one more person. Henry Jackson. Go to groups. We'll check that box. Yes, he's paying. There's my $1. There's my method. Save my payment. And we'll close that window. And I could do that with as many people as I want. And then when I'm ready to go ahead and run my raffle, I'm going to go over to my statistics again. And I'm going to go into person statistics. This time I'm going to use my filters. I'm going to go into filters. I'm going to include people with no activity because maybe they just bought that raffle ticket but they didn't attend any activities or anything like that. So I'm going to include people with no activity, but I'm also going to go down to my group filters and say I only want to see people that were in a group, and the group that I want to see is Speedboat Raffle. And then I'm going to go ahead and save those filters. And now I'll generate statistics. I should see 3 people. Yep, I have 3 people there. So if I go all the way down to the bottom here and click on View All People, I can click my raffle button, and Henry Jackson would be the winner. So various ways to run raffles in MySeniorCenter, and running those raffles are really a great way to get people to want to sign in at the kiosk instead of feeling like they have to sign in at the kiosk. Gives them a little bit of incentive, and it should help you a lot with your attendance numbers and things like that. Make it a little bit easier on staff members as far as having to go in and sign people in that have forgotten and so on. So have fun with your raffles. Remember, it doesn't really take much. You don't have to offer too much as a prize. You know, usually something simple is a good way to go with those free raffles. And then, of course, if you're selling raffle tickets, sky's your limit, really. So enjoy the raffle system in MySeniorCenter. Thanks for watching my video, and have a great day.